On 23 in the front at Bona on North Avenue. There's quite a few cars here. 5340, 10-4.
5310, they're white Malibu going northbound on Lovehurst with subjects that tried to get into the business earlier.
All right, 10-4.
Two male blacks in there, both are wearing black hoodies, and they went westbound on North Avenue. Two male blacks wearing black hoodies with blue face masks.
The black hoodie is a blue face mask. 5340, 10-4.
5310, they're white Malibu going northbound on Lovehurst. Subjects that tried to get into the business earlier.
Reason for everything seems in order at the Bona Beach. There's 955 North Avenue.
Two male blacks in there, both are wearing black hoodies, and they went westbound on North Avenue. Two male blacks wearing black hoodies with blue face masks.
Not that I'm aware of. Black hoodie is a blue face mask. 5340,
5310, they're white Malibu going northbound on Lovehurst. Subjects that tried to get into the business earlier.
Reason for everything seems in order at the Bona Beach. There's 945 North Avenue.
Two male blacks in there, both are wearing black hoodies,
Stupid head.
and they
Check
went
it out.
westbound on North
It's all
Avenue.
shaved.
Trying to break in. Not that I'm aware of. Black hoodie is a blue face mask. 5340,
Chicago was going nuts.
5310, they're
Hang on,
white
I'll play
Malibu
this for a minute.
going northbound on Lovehurst. Subjects that tried to get into the business earlier.
Reason for everything seems in order at the Bona Beach. There's 945 North Avenue.
Two male blacks in there, both are wearing black hoodies, and they went
You guys hear this shit? You guys hear this? Oh, I gotta turn off the music. Chicago was going nuts. Hang on, I'll play this for a minute. Sorry, I had to turn off the music. I got my ghost looter cam on, in case anybody busts in. Hang on, I'll be right back. You guys hear this shit? Why is it playing? Why is it playing? You guys hear this? Oh, sorry. I had too many microphones on. Probably sounded like shit. Hang on a second. I'm setting this up. Give me a minute. Give me 1 minute, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, it's either a Sonic or an Aveu.
10-4.
Oops. Frank, you out there?
That's better. Does that look better? It looks better, right? You can see some shit. There's the ghost looter cam.
Testing.
In case anybody tries to break in live on the show. Hang on. I gotta turn this scanner off. It's driving me crazy. It's probably driving you guys crazy too. How do I turn it off?
5310. We have any ECs available from the afternoon shift?
Oh, God. Sorry, I had to turn that off.
Let me look 1 second.
How come it's not turning off? Good Lord. What's up, everybody? Hang on, let me change the camera around. Camera mic. Sorry, I'm not a professional. What's up, guys? What's going on? Did you guys hear all that crap? There's looters everywhere. They're right down the street. They're breaking windows and shit. I gotta see where Sheila is. Wait, I told Sheila 7:30. I'm way early. Hang on. I gotta play the opening song. I forgot. I'm gonna play the opening song. It's by Green Man. Blow Up Betty. It's called Flow. I like to start the show with the song Flow. You know why? Because I like things when it's in a flow. Hang on, let me find the song. Oh boy, here we go. What's up, everybody? Everybody's cool? I started early. I was just playing the scanner. I wanted you guys to hear all the craziness that's happening. But let me switch this camera and then I'll start the show in a minute. I will be starting 1 minute. I started early. I'll be starting 1 minute. Shaved all my head, my hair. Real petty.
What you tripping on? So what you tripping on now? Say what you tripping on? So what you tripping on now? You really don't go to label, I'm that shit on you table. What you tripping on? You will only be unstable. Got these stand, we shit is you drink. Saving me for break, can we come make way? No, listen up, son. Like a bullet that a song stick around, you get stung in a pain and agony while looking at the beat. Progress and it's past, you'll land a 6 feet deep. But hold up, what you see is time to go to sleep. Send you to the dungeon while we said just don't breathe. It's mystical, magical, lyrically acrobatical, dramatical to erratical. No time to get dramatical. So what you tripping on now? Said my friend, check it out. So what you tripping on? Silly motherfucker. Tell me what you.
Oh, what's up? All right, so it's a minute here, 7:30. We just started. What's going on? I shut the music off too early. Let me go back to this camera. What's up, everybody? I'm Gutter. Everybody calls me Dave. Thank you for showing up. Let's see who's in the chat room. Got Green Man. She Aliens is a moderator now. She's cool. Hope it didn't freeze up. Big Cat, what's up, man? Green Man's here. Chuck Bam. Shannon Sullivan. One Nobody Jerks. Kevin. Stu Gerson. What's up, everybody? I'm going to start the show as soon as Sheila jumps in. I told her a little after 7:30 because I was going to bullshit a little bit. You guys like the new hairdo? I had to shave it. It's falling out. Who cares? It looked weird anyway. My head. My mom should have put those like a helmet on my head after I was born. She's like, here, man, put this on your head, kid. You're gonna need it. Pretty soon we'll be starting the show. Chicago's going crazy. There's all kinds of looters and stuff. It's happening everywhere. Actually, Sheila just showed up. I'm gonna put her on. You guys ready? Hi, Sheila.
Hey, how are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you.
Thanks for joining me live during this crazy time.
I know it sounds scary over there.
So scary. Is the same thing happening where you are?
No, I live in Orange County, California, and it's mostly Asians, rich Asians here, so they don't care. There's no rioting here.
Are you by Redondo Beach at all?
Not really, but I'm not too far away. But that's not really close to me. I think that's like a half an hour away.
That's where I have one of my brothers live right there. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Have you ever been out to Chicago, Sheila?
Never. I wouldn't want to. It's scary.
It's too scary for you?
Yes.
But you used to live in Tucson, right?
Yeah, that's not scary.
That's when I first started watching you. You had your She Aliens channel, and it was broadcasting from Tucson, right?
Yep, that's where I used to live. I grew up down there in Arizona.
Oh, you grew up there. Cool.
Yep.
Is that where you started like seeing some paranormal stuff? You know, I just kind of want to jump into this right now because I'm so excited that you're here. You know, I don't know if I might have to run out the door if people start smashing in windows and stuff. So
I understand totally.
When did you first start doing all this stuff? You know, when did you get involved with the paranormal and like wanted to broadcast and share? Because you share a lot of cool stuff. When did you start like getting involved in all that?
Well, I've liked the paranormal my whole life, ever since I was a little kid. I think my mom got me into it because she's kind of into that stuff. And then around the time I was like 18 or 19, I started noticing things in the sky in Arizona. I actually started looking up, and there's just a lot of stuff that goes on there. And I wanted to record it, and I wanted to share it on YouTube.
What was the first thing you ever saw in the sky?
Probably something that wasn't even a UFO. I mean, I've learned a lot since I started. Just weird aircraft and stuff in Tucson. It's on a military base, so there's a lot of weird stuff. So yeah, I would say the first time I saw something, I was probably like 20 or something like that. I don't know, 18, 19, 20.
What do you think you saw? What stood out about it that you thought might be paranormal about it?
Well, it's like, I don't know. I can't really pinpoint the first time because I recorded so many weird things. Yeah, the weirdest one I ever saw was in 2010, and that was something that is like a low flying triangle, like a blimp or something, and it went invisible. It blended in with the sky after it passed over me, and it was flying really low. I thought that was pretty crazy.
Have you seen them consistently? Do you think they sort of show themselves to you, or do you think paranormal stuff's just all around for everybody?
Good question. At the time, I think there might have been more activity. I don't know. That some spots might still be active. I think it's kind of a location type of thing. Tucson just has a lot of weird stuff, and if you open your eyes and pay attention to what's going on after dark, or even during the daytime, there's a lot of weird stuff. So, but I kind of felt like maybe they were showing up for me because they would just make the most ridiculous cameos when I'm recording my videos. So I don't know.
I agree with you there. I think there's for some reason, in my opinion, from what I've seen, I've been recording this shit, not forever, but for a little while now, since 2009 is when I first started experiencing UFOs and paranormal stuff. But I've figured that there's some sort of connection there, Sheila. They're able to read my mind. They sometimes fly out when I'm outside asking them. I don't have my camcorder on me all the time, but it's a great point you made. There is something personal. There is a personal connection to them. What do you think UFOs and the connection is, Sheila? Do you think there's something spiritual about it? Do you think there's something scientific about it? What do you think the connection is?
I don't really have an exact theory yet, but I think a lot of it, there's all kinds of different UFOs too, aside from the ones that people mistake that can be explained. I think the military has a lot to do with it. Maybe they're using some type of freaky technology, and maybe, I don't know. This is like a crazy conspiracy theory time, but
go ahead, tell it all. You know way more than I do. You've been out there, seeing it all, reading it all. So tell us what you think about all this stuff, please.
Well, since Tucson was like on a military base, I assume they knew what was flying in their own skies, so it must have something to do with them. Maybe they reverse engineered some type of alien technology. I don't know, but I feel like for some people, I don't know, maybe it's the government like reading your mind and just bringing new sightings for that reason, or maybe it is some other extraterrestrial thing or other dimensional. I'm not sure. Like, there's so many possibilities, and I like to keep an open mind. And I have no idea. I don't think anybody has that answer.
Nobody does. Nobody has the answer. You know, and it's funny to me when people try to come up and say that they're the authority on UFOs or UAPs or whatever they're calling them now. Yeah, nobody's met one. I don't. Do you? What's the best story though you've ever heard though out there on the internet about someone encountering a UFO or alien? Because I know you've seen a lot and read a lot. Have you seen anything that you really enjoyed?
See, I like the guy who got his finger cut off by the alien. What was his name? I don't remember. He's dead now, but he claimed he went to some underground base and there were aliens there and like.
Oh yeah, I know the story.
Tall whites. His name was Ron something or something. I don't remember what his name was.
I'm sure the chat room knows. Somebody in the chat room has already put the answer up, I'm sure.
Usually, yeah, the chat's very smart. Yeah, I like that story. I like Fire in the Sky, the movie based off of a true story.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, it happened in Arizona, so I thought that was kind of cool.
Was that near you where you grew up? That was like in Snowflake Forest or something like that, right?
Yeah, that was in the White Mountains in northern Arizona. I didn't grow up there, but my mom at one point had a little cabin there that she was building. And she saw a UFO there before she knew that that's where that took place. She saw her own UFO there. Actually, for 3 nights in a row. 3 nights in a row, she said she had a dream of an alien that was standing on a glowing saucer, and it would come up and take her away somewhere 3 nights in a row. So I thought that's kind of sound like you got abducted, mommy.
That's amazing story. I love the Travis Walton story. I get debates with people about it because a lot of people will say that they tell me on the internet, they say, you know, hey Dave, stay away from UFOs. They're negative. And my approach to the thing is, you know, I've seen respectful, positive sightings, and with the Travis Walton sighting, the happening, whenever, I believe that the ETs were helping him. You know, go ahead, Sheila.
That's interesting. It's possible. I mean, I think what he went through was pretty traumatic. But I don't know what they were doing. I mean, I forgot what I was gonna say. Anything's possible, but I don't. And they like to say like that that they're evil, but it's not I never had a bad sighting. Like I was very excited when I saw them. You know,
that's right. I get really excited too when I see them. You know, I've also had this debate with people that, you know, a lot. Excuse me. I don't need government disclosure, Sheila. I don't need anybody telling me that UFOs are real because I've had those experiences. You know. But my debate is, how come they're not coming down to help us? Do you have any answer or thought on that, Sheila? Why don't UFOs come down and help out humanity, especially like now when everybody's going nuts out there? How come UFOs aren't coming down to help us? Do you have any thought?
Maybe they don't want to interfere because they know how volatile we are. It's possible they are doing like hybrid type of things with us for their own reasons.
Oops. Go ahead.
Who knows? Maybe they need to create hybrids to make their own kind live on, or maybe they're just running experiments on us. But help us. I mean, that would only freak everybody out. If aliens were true, so many people would off themselves just on that alone because their religion is so ingrained in them that aliens are evil. Like the whole world would flip out. You know, you'd have people that thought it was cool. You'd have people who were scared, and you'd have people who are going to kill themselves. All kinds of crazy stuff would happen if aliens became a known visitor.
What do you think it's going to take for humanity to finally realize that UFOs are real? I always said that I believe that if there's ever a big live stream of a big mass UFO sighting, like a bunch of different people are live streaming it at the same time, I'd probably take that as proof. What do you think would make the world think UFOs are here?
Definitely. Well, God, I don't know, because there's so much that goes into the UFO thing, because constantly people are misidentifying things or misrepresenting them on purpose. A one-off video is usually not even good quality enough to tell. And there have been mass recordings of sightings that turned out to be fake, like the Jerusalem one. There's like 5 different angles of a fake UFO that was never even there to begin with. It was all
that was a terrible fake, wasn't it?
yeah, it wasn't even good. That was way back in that's like 2010 or 2011 or something.
What motivates someone to fake a UFO video, Sheila? What is the point of that? I mean, I know there's attention needed there, but what are those people doing?
You might want to ask Third Phase of Moon what's going on with that, because they used to, I don't know how their videos are nowadays, but they used to make a lot of fake UFO videos. What motivates them now could be YouTube money, viral advertisings, like companies have used them for advertising. And back in the day, I don't know why. I mean, maybe they're probably just the money on YouTube alone is probably enough.
Do you think people get great money on YouTube? Is that like UFO people? Do you think they do? Well, I know one dude did, Tyler. I don't know what happened to him. He kind of lost his channel.
Yeah, good. I mean, he's kind of fake.
He was faking a lot of shit too, though, huh?
Yeah, and then you have Third Phase of Moon. I think they're up closer to 1 million subscribers. I don't know how many they're at now, but they had a smaller channel than me when they had me on their channel way back in the day. And yeah, there's definitely, if you have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, your channel's bringing in plenty of money.
I remember you had almost 1 million subscribers on YouTube, didn't you not? Did you not?
No, never. I had 50,000 on my last channel, and I had 50,000 on this one. I had millions of views, but not subscribers. Yeah.
Now, do you get approached by a lot of people like on the internet, like a lot of weirdos asking you stuff, or a lot of trolls? Do you face that stuff a lot?
I mean, in my inbox, like I just ignore it. I don't mean to be rude or anything, but I get a lot of crazy emails and Facebook messages and stuff, and Twitter DMs. And I just ignore a lot of it.
Has anybody ever taken it to a higher level, like a weirder level on you? I would hope not, but I would, you being out there so much on the social media, you would think there's a couple weirdos out there that would try to cause you problems. Has that ever happened?
Not really.
Oh,
no, and I just think because I'm just not paying attention. I mean, if they tried to cause me problems, it didn't work. So I really don't know. I'm sure there's like so much funny stuff in my Facebook inbox. I should go through it someday and pick out the good ones, because people tell me all dreams they have, sightings they've had, encounters with aliens, all kinds of stuff.
What happened to your first YouTube channel? Do you mind explaining what happened to that one?
Yeah, that was actually a copyright strike. Back then, you couldn't just have the option to take the video down or have the copyright holder take the money from the video. It was just a strike and you're screwed. 3 strikes, you're out. So I had a couple of different strikes, and I was totally breaking the rules. I totally was breaking the rules.
For sure.
And then on the third one, it was from ABC News, which is owned by Disney. I disputed that strike and I won. And then I put the video to private, but I should have deleted it, because even when it was on private, they struck me again for the same video while it was on private.
What video was that, do you mind saying?
Yeah, it was the ABC News, hot rocks on the beach. Like there's these like rocks on the beach some lady found. She put them in her pocket, and like her shorts caught fire or something.
Wow.
And yeah, and it was I don't know what it was, but it was really weird. And yeah, that's what it was.
So that was the video that YouTube said, all right, Sheila, that's it?
Yep. Yeah. I had gotten away with so much. I mean, I wasn't following the rules.
How did that make you feel though when you lost that channel? Because you had built it up over some time, and you were getting millions of views.
It took the wind out of my sails for sure.
For sure.
I mean, it sucked.
Well, go ahead and talk about that a little bit. How did that feel? I would be devastated, to be honest.
Yeah, it was devastating. Not only with my source of income, but just all my own UFO videos got terminated. I never saved them. So the only ones that are out there are ones that other people thought were cool enough to mirror. Right. So I lost a lot of my own personal videos. And that sucks, because nowadays my channel wouldn't have been taken down. I would have had an option to give them the money from the revenue, or to not be monetized at all, or whatever, or they would give me the option to take it down first. But back then, that's just how it was.
Have you learned your lesson, and you're backing up everything and not getting any copyright strikes?
That's right. Yeah, I definitely learned my lesson.
Now,
for sure.
how do you find all this cool tech stuff, like the cool gadgets? Like you found the where it changes your whole, puts your face on a whole different body. What's that called? That tech?
Oh, Zao, ZAO, the Chinese one?
Yeah. You seem to find a lot of this different cool high-tech stuff. Do you sit there and just scour the web all day looking for cool and interesting things?
No, there's this website, I think it's called Product Hunt. And then if you go producthunt.com, I think I was looking under AI, artificial intelligence. I do look for artificial intelligence like apps all the time because those are fun and they're not very many at this point. So yeah, I think I might have come across that on Product Hunt, but that's where I find a lot of cool stuff.
Do you think AI will ever solve all of humans' problems?
All of them? No, not at all. But it can help in a lot of ways. That's for sure.
Definitely, it will definitely help us out, right? Did you watch the Elon Musk launch?
No, I didn't. I heard it went well, though.
Are you not a fan of Elon or SpaceX?
Elon's cool. I mean, SpaceX is cool. I don't really like that he put all those satellites up there that people mistake for UFOs.
How about it? You read UFO Stalker like I do. And over the past few months, how many different Starlink UFO reports have you seen?
Well, on MUFON, you can go to the most recent 25 sightings, and it's always Starlink. It's just so many. I mean, I posted it.
I see it constantly, 20 to 30 UFOs in a row flying in a straight line.
Exactly. It's like, God, guys, do a Google search or something. They need to make it more known. They didn't really announce to everybody that, hey, that's what this is. And to the average person, they got better things to worry about, I guess. They just don't know.
But I guess when people see a line of satellites flying over, it freaks them out,
Definitely. Yeah, I can imagine thinking that's pretty crazy if I didn't know that satellites exist, I guess.
I went to the ESETI Ranch one time. You ever hear about that one?
Yeah, that guy is, what was his name? James Gilliland?
Yeah.
Yeah, he invited me out there, but I never made it out there. How was it?
It's great. I love it. It's very nice. It's really peaceful. People are nice. It's more like a campground. I had brought my son. He was just learning how to drive, so I let him drive all the way out there. But I saw a lot of stuff up there. I saw a ton. And a lot of people will say, hey, there's satellites. But you know what? Satellites don't move east to west. They move in every direction but that. And these things that fly over ESETI fly in every different direction. I was going to tell you something interesting about ESETI, then I completely forgot. But, it's cool that you got a chance, you got an invite from them. I was there with James. I was at ESETI, but James wasn't there. And I ended up breaking one of his lawn chairs by accident.
Was that in Washington?
Yeah, it's in Trout Lake, Washington. Okay. I got a family that lives in Yakima, Washington, and I live in Chicago, so I go back and forth. And I get to hear all the cool Bigfoot stories out in Eastern Washington. Are you a Bigfoot fan or no?
I'm a cryptozoologist, basically. I mean, I love all crypto type of things. Yeah, I'd love to. I never encountered one, but that'd be awesome.
What's your favorite crypto?
The Thunderbird.
Where's the Thunderbird at?
The giant bird everywhere. I mean, in Los Angeles, people say that they still see pterodactyls.
Wow.
And that's considered a Thunderbird. But yeah, it's all over the United States, everywhere. Giant birds.
Do you think that's related to Mothman? Because I've seen 2 Mothman.
I think that's different. And in Chicago, that's weird because those sightings started popping up in 2018, 2019. A lot of like bat person sightings. You saw something like, did you see that thing?
Yes. And I'll tell you a fact about Mothman that nobody talks about. And this is, if you ever hear somebody talk and mention this key factor, they're telling the truth. But when you see Mothman, his eyes are red like a fly. Like it doesn't have all the weird, fly things around it. But if you ever looked at a fly's eyes, they're just red, and they look red from whatever angle you look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? When I saw Mothman's eyes twice, they were just a pure blank red like a fly, and it had nothing to it. You know what I'm saying?
What was he doing?
He was gliding over just like this.
Oh my God.
He doesn't flap. He doesn't fly like a bird. He just glides, and he looks like a devil bird. You know, it's like, oh my God, what the hell is that thing? It's scary looking.
Is it part human?
No, it's not human at all. I think it's part of the UFOs, and it's supernatural somehow. But a lot of people in the Forest Park, Berwyn, Oak Park area where I'm at in Chicago, they have encounters too with Mothman. You know, I work at a major airline at O'Hare, and a lot of people that I'll talk to there, I'll ask them, hey, you know, anybody seen Mothman? You'll get like 5 or 6 stories. Hey, my cousin seen it. My dad saw it in the alley. You know, this or that. But you know, Mothman,
well, you work at O'Hare. That is so cool because they had a sighting, a really good sighting, 2006. Was it?
Yeah, I actually interviewed the first 2 guys that saw it. They work for me.
Oh, what? Okay. Do you know the guy? Oh my God. He was interviewed about that, and nobody can find him anymore, but the interview was amazing, and they made a song out of it and everything. It's called The UFO Guy. I'll have to show you him.
Well, there's like a UFO guy that was at O'Hare, and he's just kind of being weird and goofy. And then there's the O'Hare UFO incident, and you have like mechanics and ramp guys that were getting like interviewed like in, you know, blanked out face. Are you talking about the guy that was standing by the baggage claim?
He's got like shaggy hair. He looks like a hippie.
He wasn't anything part of the O'Hare UFO. I just think he was a UFO guy for some reason, but I don't believe he was a witness, to be honest. Like the guys that I talked to, they were actually working the gate the night that happened.
What did they say about it?
They said that it had there was 2 guys, and they were doing a pushback out of C-17. Sorry, I got a little cold going on. I don't know if it's allergies or what, Sheila, but sorry if I sound like shit. But so they said they were at C-17. They were about to do their pushback, and one of the guys said he saw what looked like a giant black pancake floating from C1 towards C-17. And his friend said, what the fuck is that? And they're looking up at it. And as they were looking up at it, the pilot said, hey, what's going on? You know, can we push back? And the ground crew guy says, no, there's something flying above the plane. And so the pilot opens up his window and looks up and sees it. And then the co-pilot opens up his window and sees it. And then the flight attendant opens up the galley door and looks up and sees it. And so the pilot makes the report to the tower saying, hey, there's something unsafe over the plane. Could you tell us on radar if there's anything there? And that's when the guy on the ground crew called the tower and asked the same thing. Is there anything unsafe above them? They said they watched this for about 2 to 3 minutes, and just slowly, looked like it was rotating, and it hovered over. They said they did their pushback, and when they looked up, one guy said there was a hole punched in the cloud, and the other guy said he didn't see one. So, you know, I can read for you guys the whole, but yeah, it was a real deal. I was at work that day. I heard them talking about it on the radio, but I didn't see it. How did
nobody get that on video?
Gus, sorry, I just said the guy's name. I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, one of the guys said he had a red Razor. Remember those phones, the Motorola Razors?
Yeah, Razor.
His phone was too small to try to record. But the interesting part to me is that there's towers everywhere, Sheila. You know, there's lots of cameras everywhere. So there has to be a crystal clear video of this thing somewhere, in my opinion.
Definitely. I think so. Interesting.
I wonder if I could get those reports. Do I have to file like a FOIA claim or something to get them, or are they just gone now? They're locked up and hidden away forever.
I don't know. Like if they had a camera system back then, and who knows if they save every single recording. Usually they cycle it out after like 90 days or something. So I don't know. That's a long shot. But you could file a FOIA, I guess, to the airport. Maybe you could just ask them nicely. You work there.
What do you? I'm going to jump all over the place for a couple minutes here, Sheila. What do you think about TTSA?
What is that?
To the Stars Academy and Tom DeLonge's initiative to whatever he's doing.
I can't say I've looked into it a whole lot. My impression of him is just that he's just being sensationalist, using it to make noise, make money. I don't know. He seems pretty gullible of a person himself, and he's just doing it because it's for the fun of it. I think. I don't know.
You don't think his intentions are right?
I don't know if I mean, I think he believes his intentions are right. I just don't think his information is that interesting, or the footage has been disputed. So I don't know. I mean,
What do you
didn't
think about that?
that interesting.
What did you think about the ones that the Navy, I guess, said was out there? What do you think about like the Tic Tac or whatever it's called, and the FLIR? And
I think it is weird. So I have no idea. I mean, if it's real, that's really cool. But that's all it is.
Do you think the United States has technology that they're hiding from us that is super far advanced?
Yes, all countries do that for sure. They have all kinds of weird stuff. They have, holographic warfare. Like, we've never seen how that works, but I've read documents from military websites about that stuff. They have all kinds of technology. They can create anything with a hologram, which is pretty crazy.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. I'd be terrified of that.
Yeah, there's one document where they actually talk about hypothetically scaring somebody to death with a hologram.
Really?
Uh-huh. I'll show it to you later.
Yeah, show me these documents. That's amazing. Sure. Have you been doing anything on YouTube lately, Sheila? Have you been posting anything?
Not really, no. I just have my little girl. She's about to be a year old, so I'm pretty busy.
She's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, super cute. Well, yes. So you're very busy with her. Do you follow any cool channels out there? Is there any channels that you want to give a shout out to that you really like, or anything that you're enjoying lately?
Sure. It has nothing to do with UFOs, but it's Comics Gate, which is a whole movement. But the main person to go to for that is Comic Artist Pro Secrets. He is a comic book artist, and he worked for DC and Marvel for like 27 years, and he got kicked out of the industry because his political beliefs, like in Trump. So they kicked him out, and so he started making his own way and doing crowdfunding to fund his books. And anyway, we just have a lot of fun with the anti-SJW stuff. And
you're a moderator in my chat room now, Sheila, so you could throw up any link that you want to.
Sure.
You want to let these guys see. Sheila, is everybody behaving in the chat room? I haven't even looked at it.
I'm not looking at it either. I'm sure.
I'm too busy enjoying hanging out with you. I've been following you for a long time, Sheila. I really enjoy talking to you. I've always talked to you. You're probably like, oh, who's Gutter? What the hell is his problem? But I always
no way. I remembered you.
I was really nice to you, right? I've always been nice to you.
Yeah, and I remember you'd had interesting videos that looked similar to things I was seeing, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, that was an interesting time. That's back when 2009 to 2012, I was seeing a lot of stuff because I recently went through a series of back surgeries. I had like one after the other. And so I was kind of just hanging out in the backyard all day, just trying to deal with the pain. And, it was weird. Stuff would just fly over constantly, and I would just start seeing it. And, it would kind of interact with me, to be honest, Sheila. And so, I've always been digging the UFOs ever since. I always say this. I think that they have personality, and I believe that anything that has a personality has a soul. So I'm going to go on a ledge and think that who's ever piloting these UFOs have some sort of soul. Do you feel the same at all, or no?
Yeah. Well, there's different types of UFOs, so I don't know exactly which one, but the orbs.
The orbs, the orange orbs especially. There's something about the orange orbs.
Yeah. They get so bright. It's so crazy. And either that or really intelligent AI. I don't know. I think they do seem like sentient in my experience. I live by a mountain and they're all over the place there, and they play games. It's cute. Like they interact with you.
They're very playful. I agree. It is cute. You described it perfectly, Sheila.
Yeah. I don't know why people would call them evil. Like, they haven't done anything bad, to my knowledge. other than be unknown and
Well,
mysterious.
I guess the evil argument comes from people that believe in the Bible, and they're saying that they're fallen angels, and we shouldn't deal with them. That's the take I get on it.
Well, I never read that book, so I don't, I just don't agree with that notion whatsoever.
Do you think there's but there is evil in the world, right?
Definitely.
But you don't think there's any source of it? It's just a natural part of the world?
Yeah, I think it just is. Some people are born evil. Some people become evil. Evil, I don't know.
But you like to power your energy towards positivity, right? You like to be kind.
Yeah, definitely. That's the easiest thing for me, is just to be nice.
But
You know?
you had gotten in trouble for a little bit, and you took some time off. Do you want to go into that at all, or no?
No, not really.
Okay.
I did 2 months in jail for like I always say, a nonviolent victimless crime.
Hey Sheila, I'm no angel. I've always told that to people. I've always said if I get to 2 million viewers like Tyler and Secure Team 10, I want everybody to know first I'm a dirtbag. So, but I don't bullshit about UFOs. I don't bullshit about paranormal. I don't even ask people for money when I talk about this stuff, because I think that really dilutes the the message. Go
Totally.
ahead.
Yeah, and that was before I had my baby, by the way. So I've calmed down since then. But yeah. Do you know who Third Phase of Moon is? I think you know who they are.
Yeah, Brent and Blake Cousins, of course. Yes, I say hi to them a few times. They're always very nice to me.
They're so super nice, but at the same time, I can't help but feel a certain way towards them about what they do to ufology.
Well, now they're starting to put on the Corey Good and the David Wilcock, and I think it's upsetting a lot of people.
Why?
They don't enjoy their story. Are you into their story, the David Wilcock and the Corey Good?
I was over David Wilcock before he ever spoke. I mean, I don't know that much about his. I know he was on Coast to Coast AM all the time, and he just seems like one of those book peddlers. If you're just peddling someone else's story or some tired story, I don't want to hear it. Like, show us some new footage or something, or don't rehash things that everybody already knows about. You're just trying to make money.
Absolutely. People just keep rehashing stuff. It's old, I want to see new stuff.
That's why Coast to Coast AM sucks. I mean, George Norrie's horrible. That's a pretty much of a consensus nowadays. He's no Art Bell, and he has no passion for it. And yeah, it's just and everybody he has on is like a bookseller,
Do you have any favorite like paranormal live podcasts or live streams that you like listening to, or anything that's better than Coast to Coast?
I don't have any that I listen to, but people can feel free to suggest some in the chat. I've just been listening to these comic artist dorks for months now, and I just have fun with them. I mean, there's the Exo Zone with Nerdrotic.
Go ahead, explain some more, because a lot of people don't know what you're talking about. I want to hear some more what this is.
Well, that's a separate thing. But the comic book people, yeah, it's hard to explain. I did post a channel link to him. Like I said, it's that guy that got kicked out for the politics and stuff.
So is it more, are they edgy? Is it their views that you like? Is it what they say in the chat room, or what they do, is it like a society for you, these guys?
Yeah, it's a community. It's just the whole anti-SJW. They're always being attacked by SJWs on Twitter, and people trying to take their livelihoods, like their jobs, away by contacting people they're working with, and it's just a constant battle. But it's just the fact that he keeps, the main guy, Ethan Van Sciver, he keeps prevailing, it's just good. It feels like a win when SJWs try to like destroy your life and you make it anyway. It's just an interesting story, and they're funny guys. Yeah.
Why are the SJWs so disruptive? What's wrong with them?
They have Trump derangement syndrome.
Oh, they don't like Trump. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, it makes them all stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't act right. It like zaps your creativity. If you have TDS, which is their conditions that they have. It just makes you a shitty person. You know, you have to attack someone else's how they're making money because you don't agree with them. It doesn't make any sense.
It sure doesn't.
Yeah.
Are you ever gonna write a book, Sheila, about anything?
Maybe a comic book.
You would write a comic book? Are you good? Are you a great artist? I know
No.
you're very creative.
I'm not, but I could hire an artist. This is something some people do. They'll write it and then hire an artist, or vice versa, or they'll draw it.
What would your comic book be? What would it be about?
Aliens. What else? Cool stuff. Aliens, UFOs, extraterrestrial. Like, that's an angle I haven't really seen be done recently or anything. So that'd be kind of cool.
Who would be your superhero in your comic book?
Superhero.
Would you have one?
Yeah. Would probably be my, what they call a super persona, like my super persona, like my avatar.
Uh-huh.
Just like this version of me that doesn't really exist, but is totally badass and alien, you know?
For sure. I love it. This is cool.
Yeah.
You're going to be super big one of these days again, right? You're going to be giant.
I don't know. I doubt it. I mean, if I tried at all, I probably could be, but I don't really.
You got the mommy duties. I understand, you know, but
Yep.
For years and years, you've always come through for people, and you've really entertained everybody, you know, and you brought a lot of light to stuff, you know. I'm hoping to suck up some of the energy from the cool people that hang around you on the internet, and hopefully they start digging my live stream from a haunted bar. There's a guy that died right on the bar, Sheila. I
was reading that in the scrolling text. Like, how did he die on the table?
So it was the former owner. It was previous owner of the bar. His name was Andy, and he was pretty stressed out, and he started to drink a lot, and he was going through a divorce, and on the pool table. And I guess one of his friends came by the bar, and they saw him there, like passed out on the pool table, and they're like, "Oh, he's wasted. I'll be back later." And he was actually dead on the pool table. Oh, no. And so now all kinds of weird, wacky stuff happens around here. So if anybody's ever in Forest Park, Illinois, wants to check out a cool haunted bar, come by Carol's. It's where it's located.
Imagine dying and then just being stuck in the bar you died in. That would suck.
I know. But why do you think ghosts get stuck? Do you have any theory on that, Sheila?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They don't want to believe that they're dead, or they don't know they're dead. They don't want to believe they're dead. They're regretting something, or something like that. I think they literally do have to go towards the light type of thing. They need to let go, but they're stuck because something didn't go their way or what they were expecting. Maybe.
Have you ever encountered a ghost?
Kind of.
What happened?
I was at a hotel, staying by myself. I went to go live with my dad after moving away in my early 20s. When I went back, I was like, I need a hotel room because he's cramping my style. I got a hotel room at this cheap motel by myself, and I went in there and I looked at the telephone, and it rang. And when I answered it, a weird little voice that didn't make any sense. It was talking in gibberish. It was just started talking and saying stuff. And I was like, what the hell? And it wouldn't respond to anything I was saying. And I hung up. And when I went to the bathroom, on the toilet paper roll, a piece of paper fell off. Like a note fell off, and I unfolded it, and it said, "This room is haunted."
What?
And I already thought it had already gotten into my mind. I was like, what kind of voice was that? Because it didn't sound like any type of human I could even picture. And it was speaking no language I knew. And I was already feeling freaky. And then I found that, and I was like, God damn it. My room's haunted.
Wow.
It's crazy.
You survived the night, though, thank God.
Yeah, actually, I went out. I don't think I stayed because I was mad. I was like, why the room I got has to be haunted? But nowadays, like, I would love to hunker down and, like, I think that might have been before I was even documenting things like I do now. Right. I didn't appreciate it. I grew up in a creepy town in Arizona. I didn't appreciate it for what it was. It's really cool. Yeah. A lot of like UFO potential and a lot of haunted places and stuff. But I didn't appreciate it for what it was. I was annoyed. I was like, don't you guys change your toilet paper rolls? Like, why the hell is this note falling off of there? And he's like, oh, no, if it wasn't used, then they didn't change the roll. And I was like, God damn it. Well, and they wouldn't give me my money back. So I don't think I stayed, though. I was scared. I wouldn't be scared nowadays, though.
Jerks. Yeah, you wouldn't be scared now. Like, now if you stayed in a haunted hotel room, you'd be pretty prepared for it, right?
I would stay in one on purpose. I'm going to stay on that boat. What is it? The St. Mary?
Oh, really? Yeah, in California, right? On the coast?
Yeah. I want to stay. We're going to stay in there eventually, but yeah, and hopefully there'll be some some ghost activity.
Are you? You can just visit it. You can't stay in it, right? Or can you stay in it?
You can stay on it. I think it's a hotel also. The Queen Mary.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yep. What
are you going to bring with you? Just like anything to document, or just your like a camera?
I'll bring a ghost box, camera with night vision. My phone for audio and video.
You have a ghost box?
I do.
What kind is it? Is it super cool?
It's okay. It's a PSB 7 or PS something 7. PSB 7, I think is what it's called.
What's the weirdest thing you ever heard the ghost box tell you?
I have a lot of ghost box recordings.
Really?
A lot of crazy stuff. I mean, to the point where it's kind of having a conversation.
You have to document this, Sheila. How come you haven't posted that into a video yet? That would go super viral. You have her conversations with ghosts. That'd be great.
It's on YouTube.
I want to watch that now.
There's this program called XTS Spirit Box. It's for the PC.
Uh-huh.
It's really cool. I was actually friends with the guy who created it, and he let me test it out. And I got a lot of good responses on that. I'll post a link to my video.
But it's not a laptop version or a cell phone version I can use?
Cell phone, no. It's for the PC, but I used it on a Mac by emulating a PC.
Okay, gotcha.
But unfortunately, no, it's not for Android or anything or iPhone, but that'd be cool.
I'm gonna definitely have to get a ghost box to talk to Andy and tell him to go into the light, because he likes to mess with the female bartenders and patrons here for some reason.
What does he do?
He just knocks stuff around and slaps people on the butt and knocks glasses out of their hand and throws stuff around the bar and typical like low grade poltergeist stuff. But I don't know the difference between a poltergeist or a ghost. What's the difference? I guess
the same thing. I think one is just German and one's regular.
Ghost. But this guy, he moves stuff around and throws stuff around. So, but when I'm here, he doesn't seem to like dudes. You know what I'm saying? I think he just prefers females. So there's more activity when there's women around. But because of the lockdown and everything's been closed for 2.5 months. That's when I started doing my stream, because I was just chilling here by myself. I'm like, man, I'm bored. I better start doing something, have some fun, and I wanted to talk about UFOs and weird stuff with people. And, the lockdown actually gave me the chance to do it. So
do you watch Huff Paranormal?
Yes, I do.
What do you think of him?
Oh boy.
A charlatan?
He posts, I believe ghost boxes, some will be legit. But he kind of uses his for his own gain, I think, and he'll be like, oh, there's a war coming. The ghosts are telling me there's a war coming, or he's saying that he's, the world's going to end and stuff like that. And I guess he was trying to find Art Bell's ghost right after he died. So
yeah, I was going to say, he does that a lot right after someone dies. Have a little respect. To be trying to find their ghost on live stream and exploit them for money is a little wrong. I mean, kind of.
What do you think about him?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, sure, ghost boxes do work. I don't know if it's the ghost or if it's like our own mind somehow affecting it. But you don't like go ghost hunting for someone who just died. It's just a little disrespectful. I don't know. But I guess if it's a public figure, it shouldn't matter. But it's a little cheap to be doing that to make money.
Well, it was Art Bell who was making his living off of entertaining people about the, paranormal. And so you got this Huff guy just jumping in there trying to, scam it. I thought it was kind of rude. You're right. It's
Yeah, something that seems a little off about it. Yeah, it seems a little disrespectful, but that's on him. If that's how he wants to do it, okay.
But I think there's been like 180 billion people since the start of time. Don't you think we should be wall to wall with ghosts by now, Sheila?
Unless reincarnation is a thing.
Do you believe in reincarnation?
I have no idea. I don't have a working theory on anything in life. I'm just here. I'm not sure.
I believe in it. You want to know why?
Why?
When my mom passed away in 2014, I told her she can come back as one of my grandkids. And my son is, I'm Irish, and my son is half Mexican. And so he's got really dark hair. And he married a girl that had really dark hair. And when my granddaughter was born, she was born with like a ball of orange hair on her head. And my mom was a ginger. She was a full-blown ginger from Ireland, And so
that's funny. My dad's a ginger too.
But my granddaughter, she grew out of that hair. She went back to regular hair, normal, black, whatever. But when she was a little girl, she started calling me David out of the blue. Like she's like a 2-year-old, 3-year-old little girl, and she's like, "Oh, hey, David." Like she would call me Papa Dave all the time. Hey, Papa Dave, Papa Dave. Then she started calling me David. I'm like, oh my God, that's my mom. She's reincarnated.
Some of those stories that people have like that do sound pretty compelling and true. I mean, so I think reincarnation is a thing, probably.
Definitely. It's all intertwined somehow. The UFOs, reincarnation, ghosts, right? There's got to be some common denominator to it all, Sheila.
Yeah, the common denominator is just that we're all spirits on some level. We're all here in the same universe. Even we share a universe with aliens. They're just like us too. I mean, yeah, it's all connected.
We're all energy, right?
Yep, and meat.
I try to be good in energy as much as I can. So, I like to practice being nice to people. I don't get all the rioters and the looters and stuff. It's really kind of upsetting me, to be honest. If you got to make a point, be peaceful about it. That's how people did things in the past. When they were peaceful about it and they protested it and they boycotted and they shut down, people listened to them. When you start throwing shit around and breaking shit, nobody's going to listen to them. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all. They're just using that as an excuse to, Target didn't do anything to them. And these stores, they burned down some guy's bar, a black guy who has a bar. They burned it down and he had saved up his whole life for it and everything. Like, that's not helping anybody.
Well,
I think the quarantine doesn't help the whole situation.
Well, we're going on an hour here, Sheila, and that's kind of all I wanted to do for now. Hopefully you come back and talk with me more in the future. I just want to make sure that everything's safe around the neighborhood and all that. So I'm kind of probably just going to close it up. You'll come back and talk to me again, right?
Of course. And good luck over there. Stay safe and record anything if anything crazy happens.
I will. Are you ever going to live stream?
Yeah, probably. I live stream sometimes. I just have to pick a time when the baby's at her grandparents.
Right. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool beans. Everybody subscribe to Sheila. She's super awesome. I've always liked you, Sheila. You're awesome. You know that, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on.
Okay, sweetheart. I will see you another time.
All right. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thanks.
Super cool. She's fucking super cool. Look at my head. Shaved it all. I had to shave it. My hair is falling out. It's gone. Did you guys have fun? I have to hide. There's like rioters and looters everywhere. So I'm going to go run and hide. I got my bug out bag ready to go. If I hide out and get on the internet, I'll jump on somebody's chat room and say hi to them. Let you guys know I'm safe. But I'll probably see you guys next Friday. That's when I plan on doing it live again. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's when I like to live. So you guys jump on. I'll see you again. I'll show you guys the looter cam one more time before I roll out. Thanks for being here, everybody. You guys are awesome. There's the ghost looter cam. I'll see you guys soon. You guys know you're awesome.
What you tripping on? So what you tripping on now? Said what you tripping on? So what you tripping on now? Really no golden label, I'm that she don't cheat table. What you tripping on? Baby is stable. Got each and we shit in the drink. Saving over break, can we come make way? One, no listen up, son. Like a bullet down a song, stick around, you get stung in a pain and agony while looking at me deep. Through cross and his path, you'll land up 6 feet deep. But hold up, what you see is time to go to sleep. Send you to the dominant while we set just go free. It's not mystical, magical, lyrically that grammatical, grammatical to erratical, no time to get dramatical. So what you tripping on now?
See you guys.
Said my friend, check it out.
Later, guys.
So what you tripping on?
Peace out.